Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to our very last podcast episode of 2016. Alhamdulillah, it's been a great year for ISCJ in many different ways. A lot of great improvements across the board, which of course isn't possible without you guys. So Brother Arif, I'd like to ask you to recap the past year for ISCJ for our audience.
Walaikum salam, Onesa, and everyone listening to the podcast. 2016, how to summarize it in less than 10 minutes, because otherwise it could take a couple hours, actually, this podcast, if I actually go, line by line of all the different, alhamdulillah, amazing things that we as a community, as ISCJ community, accomplished in 2016. From a structural standpoint, we started the masjid expansion. We got brand new bathrooms operating, alhamdulillah. We broke ground in front of the mihrab area of the masjid. You see that, and in 2017, you're going to see, that take shape with the steel on the foundation and the second floor, where we're expanding the prayer capacity and adding functional room for seniors and the youth to use, inshallah, with your generous participation, dua, and donations. I just said that out of order, the DDP, but that's fine. That's one thing. Obviously, we created a temporary parking also. You'll notice by the fountains on one side. We, alhamdulillah, through some very generous people, we completed the solar project, solar carports. And that area of the parking was paved, and that now we have lighting at night also. So that's fantastic. In terms of programming, we hired a programmer or a program coordinator full-time, and alhamdulillah, Sister Shanaz did an amazing job in just organizing and coordinating and making sense of all the different activities going on at ISCJ, alhamdulillah. And you'll see a lot of the things that we did around social services. We started feeding the needy on a monthly recurring basis. We participated in so many things during the year, in terms of going to DC or in Trenton, in terms of social justice and things going on in the country and in the state and locally. So that was very important. So we did a lot of different things, alhamdulillah, right? And also from a learning standpoint, Quran Academy continued to grow. We're making changes at weekend school, alhamdulillah, that a lot of the parents have been asking for. So, and just the programming, again, and our khatib on Fridays and the seminars on Saturday, Sunday, and our halaqah speakers. We really raised the bar and really engaged the community with topics that they wanted to hear about and with guests that they wanted to hear from.
Wow, mashallah. I mean, that's a lot of great accomplishment in the past year. And inshallah, we will be building upon these in the coming of year, a new start. So again, none of this is possible without DDP and our community members. So inshallah, we will have another great year coming up. So I want to ask Brother Arif Patel, I want to ask you, what do you think the new year will hold for ISCJ?
Wow. Okay, so the project ahead. I hinted at it already, just in terms of at least the masjid expansion, right? Where inshallah you'll see the steel columns, you'll see the foundation, and you'll see it enclosed in 2017, inshallah. And that'll be exciting just from a structural standpoint. I think in previous podcasts, I've also talked about some of the concepts that we, as ISCJ, have engaged stakeholders. We have a building committee and steering committee, and we're really going to press ahead with housing for the seniors. We're talking about 55 and up on this campus. That's something that our founding members and the senior population have asked for, that can they live within walking distance of the masjid, and being on the campus would solve a lot of different problems. And then the other exciting project is a rec center on this campus, a standalone rec center that will be open to the entire community. That's kind of what we're talking about here. Nothing's been finalized. Be on the lookout for town halls where we'll talk about these ideas and concepts. But just as an appetizer, I guess I'll call it, as to what we're talking about, the rec center, a rec center that would have basketball and soccer, and also classroom space also, and where that would be open to the entire community at large, not just the ISCJ community, not just the Muslim community, but this would be a great, tremendous opportunity for dawah. And again, this is all just preliminary talking stages. Nothing's been finalized, but these are just a couple of ideas that we're thinking about that will twofold serve a purpose of meeting the needs of the community, right? Because the community wants housing, the senior population, and then obviously the youth, the young adults, and everyone wants a place to play, right? And be, conduct physical activities. And the other thing is, right, it fills a need, but then secondarily, the models that we're looking at would require no fundraising from the community, which is awesome. We know there's donor fatigue. We're not going to, shy away from that. But both of the projects that we're looking at as investment vehicles, which would require no donations from the community. So that's really awesome. And then at the end of these things, both these projects would generate revenue for the ISCJ and the community, right? So that way, again, we're not relying on donations from the community. And these type of things will help us balance our budget and maybe also pay for operational costs that we incur running the ISCJ.
Wow. So we really thought ahead, inshallah.
Yeah, we're trying to be strategic about this. We're trying to think ahead, and we're trying to see what you, UNESA, and others that will eventually lead the society. That way, we're trying to make it easy for everyone, where you guys can take it forward and do even better than what we're thinking and trying to do on behalf of the younger generations that we have at ISCJ. We're trying to plan out, for generations ahead now, for the next 40 years. And we think this would be a strong, these are two strong pillar concepts that can really strengthen and take ISCJ forward for the next several decades, inshallah.
Inshallah. It sounds very exciting, actually.
Onesa, the other things I know we talked about from a structural concept standpoint, but we are very close to bringing in, and I talked about this, and you've asked me about this too. But again, just to remind everyone, we're going to bring in a resident scholar, resident director for the youth and the young adults, inshallah. We hope to have that person on board in the first quarter of 2017. So you're going to see another strong, positive change here at ISCJ. Again, this is something that the general body asked for officially at the last annual general body meeting. So we've been working very diligent on that and making sure that we bring in the right person that will be a strong and good fit for our community. And in terms of just programming and activities, we'll continue to build upon these things. We're going to do, again, a lot of these things are rehash, but, we're doing programming for special needs families, a support group, and we're continue to do interfaith efforts and just to mobilize the community to get involved in Muslim and other faith organization initiatives. And that's really important that we need to continue to build on those type of ideas and initiatives and participation.
MashaAllah, that's a lot. And I like how we're reaching out to different groups and different individuals, that there's something attractive for everyone in our masjid. I know you briefly mentioned the town hall coming up. Can you talk a little about the special guests that might be attending?
Actually, we're having a couple different town halls. So we're actually having a community town hall on January 14th. And this is going to be open to all faiths, not just the Muslim community, not just the ISCJ community. And we have already confirmed Bonnie Watson and also Andrew Zicker, our elected officials from the area. They will be part of this. They're going to be part of a panel discussion. Inshallah, we also have South Brunswick Township officials that have already confirmed they will be part of that. And it's going to be a town hall discussion. It's going to be facilitated by one of our other outstanding young people from our community, Nuran Shahada. Shout out to Nuran. And she's going to be the MC, the facilitator of this session. And we're going to have a really frank and candid conversations about the climate in our town, the climate in New Jersey and this country, and in terms of feeling safe, in terms of maybe some of the anxiety levels based on the recent discourse, political discourse with the elections last November. And, we want an opportunity where our community members can come and ask questions and vent maybe some of their concerns and relieve. Maybe this could be an opportunity to relieve some of the anxiety levels that are being felt at individual and family and community levels. And our officials are good partners. And, again, like I said, Bonnie and Andrew and others that will be there, even from the school, organization, the public school South Brunswick. We'll have people there, and they're going to talk about what they're doing and how we can help them and how they can help the community at large. So I'm really looking forward to January 14th. That's after Maghrib, I think after 5 o'clock. And really, everyone should mark their calendars for that. I mean, this is really an opportunity, a good forum here where we can have honest and two-way conversation and dialogue with key people in our areas, in the community that are serving us, and how we can help them also. So that's the one town hall. The other town hall that we're going to have, those are going to be ISCJ town halls, and the focus again on that is going to be talking about the senior housing concept, and then talking about this rec center concept, and trying to get some feedback and what are the feelings and how we can take this forward for the benefit of the community. But those dates haven't been finalized, but we will inshallah finalize those soon.
So everyone, mark your calendars and show up to our town hall meetings and ask your questions and give us your ideas, give us some feedback. It is your opportunity to participate, and it's a great chance to just speak with us. Alhamdulillah, it's been a great year. I hope you all have a great long weekend. Watch out for our very first podcast of 2017, inshallah, and feel free to give us feedback on this post, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Take care, and assalamu alaikum.